I'm walking up the stairs. I fall down. There's no sign. I slip and I fall and I hurt. And the security guard is mean to me and I just don't like it. And I was injured. I fell down the stairs and I was injured. Hi Travel Cruisers, it's Rick. Well, this is a cruise disaster story of me. Again, I was on the Carnival Freedom. This cruise kind of turned out to be a disaster because I already mentioned that we missed the port. We missed Key West, which was the only reason I went on that cruise in the first place. Lakeview is the best view. We ported, docked in Jamaica. Breakfast, they had a buffet that was 2-level. So the buffet was down below. They have a big statue of the Statue of Liberty, and really cool. Carnival freedom, you know, like America freedom. So you go up the stairs, and there's a second part to the dining room where you can sit and eat and overlook the buffet. Really cool. Lady Liberty kind of face things on each booth. It was really kind of cool. But we sat in that booth several times, and it was just kind of our booth. So I was going to go up the stairs. Well, you're holding a tray. There's no sign or anything, first of all. Carrying a tray up the stairs. No sign that says wet floor. When I got to the landing, it was wet. And I slipped. And I went, I face planted. I mean, face planted. And my fingers, everything was all messed up. Now, what I forgot to say was that we were going on an excursion which actually, come to think of it, this actually was a good thing that happened to me because the excursion was to walk up the waterfall. In Jamaica, you can walk up the waterfall and the guide tells you where to put your feet and you walk up a waterfall. But I was kind of nervous about this. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not. It was kind of nerve-wracking. But I thought, well, I'll do it. Anyway, so I face planted on the stairs at breakfast. And I cut the glass and it cut my fingers. The juice glass was glass, you know, and cut my fingers and everything. And I'm just like, ugh. And some people came to help me. Some of the crew came to help me. You have to go to see the doctor and they'll patch you up. And so I go down to the doctor, no big deal, and I just think I cut my finger, but I was kind of shaken and I did hurt, my body hurt, but she checked me out, everything was fine, she bandaged my finger. It was a pretty deep cut, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if that was from that or from something else, but it was a pretty deep cut. 2 security guards come to the medical room. Hi, so sorry this happened to you, let's fill out this paperwork so we just have a record of this, you know, just in case anything happens, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you know, all of a sudden, the niceness turns. And the one security guard says, so you fell because you weren't holding onto the handrail, right? I'm like, no. I'm telling the story. I'm retelling the story. Well, I was coming up the stairs and there was water on the floor and I didn't see it and there was no sign or anything that said and I fell, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that's what happened. And I cut the glass, you know, the glass. I wasn't trying to get anything out of this or anything. Scott later was like, yeah, we could have gotten a lot, you know, and I realize now that I probably could have gotten something or a cabin upgrade or something. I don't know, but I wasn't thinking that way at all. I was, at the time I was in the hospitality? I was in the hospitality industry. I was a bartender. I'd been in room service, I'd been a waiter. So I had worked in hotels, and so I kind of was like, I'm not gonna try to sue the hotel, which is basically the cruise ship. It wasn't that big of a deal. I just, you know, fell a little bit. It wasn't a big of a deal. But the security guards made me feel like it was a big deal. And that's what really angered me. Because they're like, so you slipped because you weren't holding on to the handrails. And I looked at them and I'm like, no, I slipped because there was water on the floor and there wasn't a sign. And I wasn't trying to get anything out of them. That's the thing that really pissed me off. He's like, yeah, but it was because you weren't holding on to the handrails, right? Sign here. And in my mind, I was like, if I don't sign, they're going to kick me off the ship. I don't know why I thought that. I just thought, if I do not sign this, they're going to kick me off the ship. In hindsight, I probably should have not signed it right then and kind of thought about it. And maybe they would have offered me something. I don't know. It's not that I was trying to get anything out of them, but I don't know if you could get like a free dinner in the in the better, you know, dining rooms, you know, the specialty dining room or something, or maybe if I could have gotten a cabin upgrade or something. Anyway, I just decided not to worry about it and just tell this story later because it pissed me off. But, you know, they're trying to, it could have been more serious, and maybe that's what I should have been thinking. But anyway, the whole point of this story is I let it go. I signed the piece of paper. I went on the excursion. I did not walk up the waterfall, but we did walk up the stairs and watched other people walk up the waterfall, and I think that was good enough. I might have really hurt myself, like really hurt myself if I went on that. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Anyway, later that night, one of the people that was in touch with all this, you know, one of the staff called my cabin. Hi, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just didn't like that thing that the security guard said, but other than that, I'm fine. Okay, you know, have a nice cruise, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This was basically our last day. I think we had a day at sea and then we were back in port. So that's my disaster. That's my story of me falling, and it hurt for several days afterwards because I was really cut up. It was not pretty. It wasn't fun. And I'm just glad it wasn't worse. But anyway, so that's what happened. That was my story of my cruise disaster of me falling down the stairs.